In 1845, two massive ships sailed into the frozen Arctic, and none of the men aboard ever returned. What happened to them remains one of history's darkest mysteries. The year was 1845. The British Empire was obsessed with finding a shortcut through the Arctic Ocean, a route called the Northwest Passage. To lead the mission, they chose one of the most respected explorers of the time, Sir John Franklin. Franklin commanded two advanced ships, HMS Erebus and HMS Terror. Together, the ships carried 129 experienced officers and crew. The expedition left England with confidence, technology, and enough food to survive for years. People believed this voyage would make history. Instead, it vanished. For months, everything seemed normal. Whaling ships spotted the expedition entering the Arctic waters near Greenland. The men waved from the decks. They looked healthy, calm, optimistic. That would be the last time anyone saw them alive. Then, silence. No letters, no sightings, no return. Years passed. Families waited. Britain grew worried. Eventually, search missions were sent into the frozen north. What they discovered was terrifying. The first clues appeared on a deserted island called Beechey Island. 3 graves were found buried in the ice. 3 young sailors, dead during the expedition's first winter. But the graves raised even more questions. Why had healthy, trained sailors died so early? And if only 3 men died, what happened to the 126? For years, the Arctic revealed almost nothing. Then, in 1859, a search team discovered a small cairn of stones. Inside was a handwritten note, and the message changed everything. At first, the note said the expedition was successful. The ships had survived their first winter. All was well. But written later in the margins was another message, a horrifying update. Sir John Franklin was dead. The ships had become trapped in ice for years, and the surviving crew had abandoned them. The remaining men were attempting to walk hundreds of miles through the frozen Arctic wilderness with almost no food. None survived. But the deeper investigators looked, the darker the mystery became. Search teams began finding scattered skeletons across the ice. Some showed strange cut marks, marks that suggested cannibalism. The idea shocked Victorian Britain, but in the Arctic, starvation changes people. Then came another disturbing mystery. Many of the crew's belongings made no sense. Rescuers found silverware, books, even heavy dinner plates abandoned across the ice. Why would starving men carry useless objects instead of food? Some historians believe the crew had become mentally affected. Others think they refused to let go of civilization, even while dying. But the greatest mystery still remained. What actually destroyed the expedition? Was it starvation, lead poisoning from canned food, deadly Arctic conditions, disease, madness, or something else hidden beneath the ice? No one truly knows. Then, over 160 years later, the Arctic finally gave up part of its secret. In 2014, explorers discovered the wreck of HMS Erebus deep beneath the freezing waters, and in 2016, they found HMS Terror. Shockingly, the Terror was almost perfectly preserved, as if the crew had only just disappeared. Doors still closed, objects still inside, frozen in silence for over a century. And that's what makes the Franklin expedition so haunting. Not just that 129 men vanished, but that even today, the Arctic is still hiding parts of their story beneath the ice, waiting for someone to uncover the final truth.